Well, it's time now to learn about one of the great time-saving features in Gmail, and something that I've actually used a lot, save myself time and also frustration. And in Gmail, they call it filters. And I kind of think of it like it's almost like an automated filing system so that I don't have to deal with things that come to my inbox. I have Gmail deal with it for me. And these are things that come maybe pretty regularly, and I know exactly what I want to do with it every time. I just don't want to have to do it. So let me show you how we do this. There's actually two different ways. I'm just going to show you both of them separately. So suppose you've got a staff member at your school, and like once or twice a day they put out these emails that you often think, gosh, I just do not need to see these. And it's almost like you want to unsubscribe from that individual, but you can't really do that. Well, here's how you do it. You go over to the gear. Here's the gear. And you go to your settings. And we've already been in the general and the labels and the inbox. Now we're going to go over here to filters and blocked addresses right here. And I've already set up one of these for some of the slides that I made. So I'm just going to do another one. So if we create a new filter, and if we know it's always from the same person, we can, maybe it's Kathy Cupcake. So her email address is kathy.cupcake@ketteringschools.org. And if the emails always have the same kind of message, maybe they always put the same thing in the subject line, but usually it just has certain words, like maybe they're filling you in on what they did at recess that day. So maybe they always use the words like today at recess. I know this is kind of ridiculous, but I'm just showing you an example. So you're going to create a filter with that. And there's other options you can have. Like if you don't want to miss something important from Kathy Cupcake, maybe she's the one who sends out the important health information. So you want to make sure you don't like accidentally file those away. So it doesn't have the word health in it. We're going to create a filter down here. Then we're going to see all kinds of things to do with these messages. So these are things that I want to hang on to, but I don't want to see in my inbox. I'm going to skip the inbox and just archive it directly. And then maybe I want to put a label on it. That way, if I need to find it easier, I can just go to that label over on the left side of my Gmail and find it. Now, I don't have a label for these, so I'm going to create a new label. And I'll just do Kathy's recess update. And we created labels already, so that's nothing new. I'm going to apply that label there. I could delete it. I just don't delete things. And I think that's pretty much everything I would want to do with it. Now, if you have some messages already from Kathy Cupcake, then you'll see that it will apply the filter to all of those previous messages, which is really kind of cool. You could have dozens or hundreds of these. So I'm just going to create the filter. And here it is. This is the most recent one. You can always go back and edit it. There's an edit, or there's a delete if you decide you don't really want to do that. So that's one way of doing it. If I go back to my inbox, I'm going to notice a couple other things. You see all these messages from Slack? Slack is like a communication tool that I use as part of a booster group that I'm in. And it automatically sends me these messages, and they do clutter up my inbox. So another way to set up a filter is to click on one of the offending messages. I don't mean offending, but the ones you want to deal with. And up here in the More drop down, filter messages like these. So if we click on that, then it takes you exactly back, but it already has filled in some of the things that that message has. So for example, it'll take everything from Slack. This is the email address that those messages are coming from. And so we got that. And if there's only certain ones that I want to get rid of, then I can include some other qualifications that the messages have to have. I'm just going to do one for all my Slack messages. And I'm going to create that filter. I'm going to, you don't have to skip the inbox. Maybe some things are not things you want to skip, but things you want to automatically mark important. So you could actually give it one of your priority stars like this. But for this one, I'm going to skip the inbox. I'm going to maybe apply a label unwanted. And that's kind of a silly label. I'm just using this for an example. And I can create the filter that way. And now they're all going to be in the unwanted. Oh, you know why? Because I didn't ask it to do it with the previous ones. Let me go back. It's a good chance to show you this. And I'm going to go edit that. So I'm going to go over here to the gear, go to the settings, go to my filters, and I'm going to edit this. Okay, this is the one I wanted. I'm going to continue. See down here where it says apply to 22 matching conversations? That's what I forgot to do. That's why it wasn't in my unwanted label box. Over here on the left, these are all the things that have that label on it. So now I'm going to update the filter. Okay, go back to the inbox. All right, they're all still here, and they're over here. These are all of them. Okay, so they're no longer in my inbox. I do still have some Slack messages. Those are not the ones. These are other kinds of messages from Slack. So, but they're over here unwanted. So I can still find them easily just by clicking on that label, but I don't have to see them clutter up my inbox. So I'm just trying to keep my clutter to a minimum. I see a bunch of Google Forms things here that I did. There's another thing that maybe I did ask Google Forms to create those emails for me, and then maybe I regretted it, or I just want to stash them somewhere. So I could create a label, automatically have the all of these choir t-shirt messages from Google Forms labeled with that label, sent over to that storage area in the archive. Then it's out of my inbox altogether. So there's less work that I have to do on a daily basis looking at things that I can get Gmail to just look at for me. And then if I want to see it, I can go and look in that label very easily and say, oh, there's all the messages. Okay. You can also do a search for things. We haven't gone through that yet, but I'm going to show you as part of these lessons how to do a good, smart search of your Gmail if you need to find stuff. So, okay, hope that's helpful. You can try setting up some filters of your own. Use the written help that I have for you if you want to use the Google Slides, or get whatever help you need from somebody with some experience. So, thanks for watching. Good luck.